míle buíochas a ceann cóirde agus gabhaim buíochas freisin leis an ruúin seo atá os ar gcóir inniu. I want to pay respect first and foremost to the people of Donegal and Mayo who have come up to Dublin in their thousands today. It's a big thing for people to take a full day off work in their hometowns, to travel hundreds of miles to Dublin and spend the whole day here and head back. I know that because I've been involved in different campaigns on hospitals, etc. And it takes a massive amount of dedication, and a campaign has done an awful lot of work to make sure today has happened. And I want to pay respect to that particular campaign. And I understand why the frustration is there, because people have been battling now for years and years for justice in relation to their homes. Families' lives have been absolutely destroyed in Donegal. It's an incredible thing. When you actually speak to the families, like I have done, the level of damage done to their lives is enormous. Their life savings, everything they have in relation to their families, is falling down around them, and many of them have no options with regards to the future. Also, we see that the local authorities are going to be hammered, because the local authorities have some of these buildings. Public houses, public buildings, and farmyards and factories, etc., are all likely to be affected here. And that's one of the big things out of this whole crisis, is that the scale of this crisis is still pretty much unknown. That people are only starting to find out that their buildings are defective at the moment. And the reason, in part, that the scale of the crisis is unknown is because families have to pay thousands of euros to be able to get a survey done of their house to be able to apply for the current redress scheme. So I've spoken to many families who simply are trying their best to ignore the cracks in their walls because of the fact that they can't afford even to participate in the application process for this scheme. And the truth of the matter is, we in Aontú will be calling for the government to make sure that families can survey their homes without a massive financial cost to them. The reason that this has happened, in my view, there's two reasons why it's happened. It's happened, one, first and foremost, because of light touch regulation. Light touch regulation is a legacy of decades of Fianna Fáil government. It has cost these families in Donegal everything that they've had, but it's also cost the citizens of this country billions of euros from everything from the banks, insurance companies, etc. Light touch regulation, or self-certification, is no certification. It is not worth the paper that it's written on. And the fact that Fianna Fáil allowed this to happen over decades was, in my view, so many of their cronies could get rich while doing so. And that's what happened from insurance companies to banks and to construction companies. They facilitated a system where this happened, and the country is paying for it now. This is also happening, in my view, because of the fact that we are a Dublin-centric state, that we are a lopsided country, that we are becoming a city-state. And I heard another TD said that this isn't Dublin against the country, and it's not the people of Dublin against the country, but it's the political establishment based in Dublin who don't give a tuppenny's damn, typically, with regards to counties like Donegal, like Mayo and like Clare. People say that the people of Donegal are different, and that's because they're treated differently by this political establishment. And I have no doubt, if it was South Dublin rather than Donegal, that it would be 100% redress right away. With regards this, it is an absolute frustration, in my view, and in many people, that one of the suppliers of these blocks is actually still a supplier of Donegal County Council. If someone paints your house and does a terrible job of it, do you keep employing them in the future to work on your house? No. And what's happening is there is no reason why a company should abide by the rules or abide by proper functioning if they're guaranteed to have future business. So we're calling for 100% redress. It has to be the only solution. And also, just to say that we in Aontú have also submitted an amendment to the Sinn Féin motion. We want there to be a proper, full, public investigation into what happened with regards to Micah. If there is no investigation, nobody is held responsible. If there's no accountability, there is no change. There has to be a public investigation, and I would urge all the political parties and the government to support the Aontú amendment that there would be an independent public investigation into the crisis in Donegal. And if there isn't, you can be guaranteed that will happen over and over again.